In this video, I'm going to talk to you guys about iOS 18 slideshow music. So that's slideshows that you create either on your iPhone or iPad using the Photos app when you're running iOS 18. I got a few questions from people about whether or not it's possible to use music that you have in your own music library as part of your slideshows, and in this video I'm going to talk about what I've learned. I may speak a little bit quickly, so I'm also going to drop a link in the description to a video that I made on how to speed up or slow down YouTube videos. So if you find that I'm talking too fast, you can change the playback speed to something that's more comfortable to you. So with that, there are 4 sections I'm going to get into in this video. The first one is Apple Music. So if you're on iPhone or iPad and you're under iOS 18, when you play a slideshow or you edit a memory video, you'll discover that your slideshow is playing music by default. If you subscribe to Apple Music like I do, you may discover that that song that's playing is a popular track that's in the Apple Music streaming service. And that's all well and good until you decide you want to send that slideshow to someone else. Maybe you want to text it to them, you want to send them a link to it, an email, whatever. As soon as you try to do that, your Photos app is going to tell you, choose a shareable track. So it's not possible to use Apple Music in your slideshows. And if you have questions about that, definitely drop it in the comments and we can talk about it. But in general, you don't get a license to use the music however you want when you pay Apple that monthly subscription fee. Number 2, the shareable songs. So the shareable options that are presented to you in the Photos app when you decide to share a slideshow with someone else, those are sort of copy protection free, royalty free tracks that you can choose to use. You can select from among several different styles or moods, and they're okay, but they're not as fun as some of the popular tracks that you might find on the streaming service or elsewhere. Number 3, what about music that you've either purchased or music that belongs just to you? In order to answer this one, I'm going to talk about a service from Apple called iTunes Match, which is supposed to allow you to take your own library of music that either you've created, you've acquired, however you've gotten that music, it's on your computer, and then you tell Apple, scan my library, and if you see anything in my library that matches what's in your streaming service, you know that I have it, so I'm entitled to play it back on any of my devices. It'll tag everything that it finds according to one of these 6 different statuses. 1, Apple Music. It'll say like, oh yeah, this is an Apple Music track. Or 2, purchased. It'll say, yeah, you have this track and it's something that you purchased from Apple in the past. The 3rd one is matched, which means that it was in your own collection, and when you turned on iTunes Match, it found a corresponding copy of that song in Apple's collection. The next one is uploaded. Uploaded means that Apple scanned your library, didn't find a copy of that song or audio file anywhere, so it just took a copy of your file from your library, saved it up to iCloud for your playback. Removed, which means it used to be in your library and you chose to just remove it for whatever reason, and no longer available. You'll find that in Apple Music, similar to like Netflix or other streaming services, some of the titles that are there now may become unavailable at some point in the future due to other licensing arrangements that have nothing to do with us. So I mention all of those things because it is possible for your iCloud library or your music library to contain tracks from several different places, some that you legitimately either created yourself or that you own because you purchased them. However, under iOS 18, when you choose to add one of these songs, if it's identified as something that's Apple Music, it's going to ask you to choose a shareable track like we've seen before. If it's something that it can't determine whether or not it's matched or purchased, it'll say like, well, shoot, I don't know where that song came from, so you're not entitled to use that either. The upshot of that is you can't use any music that has copy protection on it or is covered by the Apple streaming service or is in Apple's music library, and you can't use any of your own stuff that it can't verify where those songs came from. And then the last option, the last thing that you might want to think about is, well, okay, let's forget about iCloud and all of that stuff. What if I have copy protection free music on my Mac or on my PC, and I want to connect my phone to my PC in the old-fashioned way and sync music directly from my computer to my phone or to my iPad? So when you connect your phone to your computer, you're going to discover that before you can sync music, you need to turn off iCloud Music Sync. You're turning off the iCloud library so that you can manually put tracks on your device. And I went through the trouble of doing that, and I got some copy protection free versions of the songs and audio files on my phone. But what I discovered is when I choose the music, it tells me that, I don't know where that came from. This track is not available to use with your slideshow. So the short answer is it's not possible to take any of your own music and use it on slideshows at all. Your only alternative is to use a computer to do it, because at least right now, the Photos app on Mac, if you purchase a song from the Apple store, you can take that song and you can use it however you want on your own presentations. And you can use the Photos app on the Mac and use a slideshow, and I have videos on how to do that. So I'm gonna stop here. If you'd like to tell Apple what you think about all of this stuff and how you'd like to see the Photos app evolve and change, go to apple.com/feedback/photos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.